Hey ladies, I'm so excited to be sharing one of my favorite topics with you today, which is the metabolism. I really want to dispel some myths so that you can really reclaim your power in your body and life, I think. So this is such a powerful process. I'm going to do my best to keep it under 10 minutes today. It's really going to shine a light if you are someone that has energy that fluctuates, if you try to lose weight, but like even doing things like exercise and that doesn't work for you, if you get brain fog or hungry, if you don't eat. I'm going to cover this off. If your hormones are out of balance, if you have even mood disorders, this is going to be such a powerful process for you. If you find, what I find is that following mainstream ideas around health, wellness, weight loss, it's very linear. So it's very much like A plus B equals C. If you do A plus B, then it should equal C. And then when C doesn't happen, you're kind of like, now what? You might think that maybe you have a block, or maybe there's something wrong. Maybe you eat too much, maybe you're a bit lazy. All these kind of thoughts can go through our head. We feel like there's something missing, basically. And so today I'm going to show you that how you can unlock that 95% of your metabolism. I'm going to show you how you can access 20 times more energy than you have now. You're going to be able to, in doing so, release excess weight without having to exercise. It happens with ease. And long term, it's so super powerful. Like, it unlocks parts of your DNA that are switched off otherwise, antioxidant protection. It creates particles that are anti-inflammatory, so really supports the health of the body and pain management. Things like cellular repair, so even your old cells, it like sweeps them up and gets rid of them, so you can create new cells, create new stem cells, create new neurons. It's great for brain repair. There's like so many powerful aspects long term in what I'm going to share with you today. So I want to really propose, I guess, instead of a linear approach to our health, a more multidimensional approach. That's life, right? That's our bodies. It's a multidimensional space. And I'm going to focus more so on two aspects, though there's many ways that we can channel and activate energy within our bodies. But I want to focus on two aspects today where we can just really quickly reclaim our power, and that is in two aspects of the metabolism. And the way I like to paint a picture around this is that I find easy to understand is like a fire. Let's say your metabolism is a fire. If you really wanted to, say, get a fire started, let's say you go camping and you wanted to start a fire, what fuel would you use? So for most people, when they're wanting to start a fire, they think of things like kindling paper, right? It's a quick burning fuel. You put on the flame starts very quickly. You've got quick energy, but it doesn't last very long. So this is very much what glucose is like in your body. So glucose is one of our fuels. We can store about 2,000 calories and then we run out. So we store 2,000 calories in our muscles and our liver as what we call glycogen. And some of you who like to know the hows may like to grab a pen and paper. Otherwise, just allow what sinks in to sink in and just let the rest go. So you're storing 2,000 calories in your muscles and your liver. The blood doesn't like any more than a teaspoon in there. So anything left over will get swept up and stored as fat. This is our glucose stores. Now, what happens is if you're not getting enough fuel, like even in a day where your fuel starts to run low, you will get brain fog, you will get hungry, your energy starts to drop. And if you don't top your fuel sources up, then the body gets the message that there's not enough fuel, okay? And when there's not enough fuel, then the body it's designed for survival. It's not designed for weight loss, okay? So what it will do is it'll slow down your metabolism to preserve that fuel. And this is what is really frustrating, because in your 20s and 30s, what you often in this process of cutting calories and doing your exercise to lose weight and to maintain your body, and then your metabolism's slowing down, and then in your 30s, 40s, 50s, what happens is you do exactly what you were doing before, but the metabolism's slower, so the weight starts to hang around again. So we want to really start speeding that metabolism back up again. So it's really understanding these different fuels. So you also have an opportunity, like let's say you go camping and you want to have a fire that will last all night. You want to cook some marshmallows, you want to have some great conversations with friends or family, and you need the fire to last a long time. What would you use? So a lot of people are thinking like big fat logs, right? You want to put a log as opposed to the kindling, the paper. Now, this is another part of your fuel that you can use in your body. This is your fat stores. Now, we know that the paper and the kindling, the glucose, only has a capacity of 2,000 calories. Now, the log is a slow burning fuel that once it starts is going to burn all night. And this is your fat stores. Now, your fat stores, to give you an idea of capacity, if you think of an ultra marathon runner, think of how little fat they've got on their body. They have 40,000 calories of fat. So that skinny athlete has 20 times more fat than they do glucose as a fuel source. So you can imagine this skinny athlete has a fuel source that is so super powerful, it's going to give them more energy, that of course if they're burning it, then they're going to keep the fat circulating too, where if they're using glucose, they're going to have to keep topping up. And you've probably seen it with older athletes. The new athletes are switching over, but the older athletes would be having the gels, right? Because they're having to keep top up the glucose to get that fuel source. Now, this is a fuel source that has a lot of smoke. Paper and kindling has a lot of smoke, and same in the body. The byproducts are smoky, so there's more byproducts that are doing damage in the body. So if we're using this for fuel, we don't want it to be our main fuel source. Like if you're running off kindling and paper, then you can imagine how you easily burn out doing this. So by tapping into your fat stores as another fuel source, I don't know about you, I'm no ultra marathon runner, so I've got a lot more than that 40,000 calories of fat. And then if you've got extra fat, and then you've got even more than that. So you've basically got this reservoir of energy that your body can use, but it's not, right? So we're going to really dive deep into how do we tap into that fuel source and unlock all that energy. And when you're burning it, that's when fat falls off. You don't even have to do the exercise. You're just actually tapping into the right fuel. So there's different environments, and that's what I really want to, I guess, highlight today, is that fire when you went camping is, one of them is a quick burning fuel. One of them could get started really easy. The other one was slow burning. It took a little while to get started. And this is the same with fat and glucose. Glucose can function without oxygen. It's an anaerobic fuel. But fat, on the other hand, is an aerobic fuel. It needs oxygen. So having a think about in your life when there's times where you might not be having oxygen, the type of training that you're doing, maybe you're shallow breathing, maybe you're stressed and not getting enough oxygen in, this is the fuel you're using. On the other hand, you've got another fuel, the fat stores, where if you're breathing well and you're calm, then you're going to be tapping more into your fat stores. So this is, I guess, what I really want to highlight today, is the different fuels that we can use in the environment, because then we are left with a choice. And this is kind of what I want to throw back at you is, what choice do you want to make? It doesn't have to be, again, the linear, well, I'm only going to burn one or I'm only going to burn the other. And in any moment in time, your body's going to be burning one of these fuels based on the messages that you're sending. But if you're anything like the majority of our population, based on our lifestyle, we're all burning this glucose and burning our bodies out, and it's causing a lot of imbalance. Where if we can activate this part as well, then you've got two beautiful fuels that can work well together. What it does mean in the short term, it can mean that you need to focus more on this side to really get it burning and retrain it, allow it to optimize and remember how to burn this fat. So I want to throw it out to you, and even just comment below with your commitment or what you want to do. Which fuel do you want to burn is the first question, because that's really shifting you into the mindset and commitment about what you're going to be changing. The second question, or something to consider as well, is the fuel that's going into your body. If you're having a lot of sugar, carbohydrates, this turns to glucose in the blood. So you are training the body to burn glucose, okay? So then it's going to crave more, so you are going to keep wanting to burn that fuel. If you're having a little bit of healthy fats in your diet, your body has to metabolize those fats, so it gets used to burning fat as well. So making sure that you've got some good, nice, healthy fats in your diet as well. Avocados, coconut oil, maybe some olive oil, macadamia oil, some good nuts and seeds, depending on what your diet, your diet preferences are. But just making sure that it's not a low-fat diet, because then the body forgets how to burn fat. Also, you need it for absorption of vitamins and minerals like ADEK. So just keeping that sort of in the background too. So I want you to share below what what your commitment is, what fuel do you want to burn, what lifestyle factors you might start shifting in order to support that new fuel. And if you want this to be a long-term thing, as in you really want to become this fat burning machine, tap into all those amazing benefits long-term. And for me, this is where the power is. This becomes your primary fuel source. And then you use this when you need that kindling, when that paper, you need that little burst as well. Then it's just about reprogramming. It's about being able to hold that metabolism in that space. And so that's about consistency. So keeping in mind, you can still cycle back and forth, but the longer you're holding here, the more of a fat burning machine you become. And then if you're coming over here temporarily, the body barely kind of uses that smokiness over here. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Of course, like if you decide that the 13-week metabolic reset is for you, then we will delve into all of that and kind of go into a lot more detail and help you hold that programming for that fuel source. And so it basically is like a reset of the body. But there's lots of stuff that I've just shared that you can do right now to start creating change to your metabolism, start getting your body burning that log. I'd love to hear what that is for you. I hope you have an amazing day.